Ready to roll?
It's already rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Good evening. So, how many of you guys have actually really experienced or been pregnant during teenage years?
During teenage years?
Teenage.
I guess I'm the only heifer in the bunch, huh? My mother didn't teach me about the dime or the aspirin.
Well, according to About.com, there are actually an estimated 1 million teen pregnancies in the United States alone, just in the United States. And 85% of those pregnancies are actually unplanned, unfortunately, which in any population can actually increase problems and things like that. As far as it goes, I'm not really a woman, of course, as you can tell, but I've definitely dealt with it among my teenage years, and I've had several friends who have been affected by it pretty badly, and so hopefully I will be able to persuade you guys to help others, of course, help the younger crowd as to get their act straight whenever it comes to doing stuff like that. Now, over the years, teen pregnancy has been on the rise, and this, of course, creates problems for both the mother and the baby. And those problems consist of lack of parental care, increased nutritional support, and the use of drugs and alcohol. Now, of course, the first thing that women should consider during or before actually becoming pregnant is the lack of parental care. And the main reasons that usually cause the lack of parental care are delayed testing, denial, or even fear of being able to tell others that they're pregnant. You know, a lot of people, a lot of younger crowd, of course, whenever they get pregnant, it's always really hard for them to bring that out. You know, if they're trying to hide it, or it's not something that you'd really want to admit. About.com also explains that most states have a health department or a university clinic where healthcare is free or at low cost. And patient confidentiality is also very important, meaning that no one ever contacts their parents or contacts relatives or anything like that, tells them, hey, you know, your son, your daughter's pregnant, and this is the person that they've been sleeping around with and everything. And so, now secondly, teenage mothers usually, of course, almost always need increased nutritional support to keep them healthy. And since the body is steadily growing, teenage mothers need to maintain a higher than normal nutritional level so that she and her baby will be able to stay healthy. StoreConnect.com states that the need for calories, protein, vitamins, minerals, and water, along with age, weight, activity level, and metabolism, all of those influence how much a teenage girl will need to eat in order to maintain her level. Netplaces.com also states that teenage mothers should consume between 2,500 and 2,700 calories and 1,300 milligrams of calcium per day during pregnancy. Although teen pregnancies require a lot more than adult pregnancies, most all teen mothers can consume the same amount of foods and the same type of foods that adults usually take whenever they become pregnant. Now finally, teens make the mistake of using drugs and alcohol during pregnancy.
I didn't.
I'm sorry?
I didn't.
Well, that's one positive thing. The use of drugs and alcohol is probably the biggest factor when in the teenage years when being pregnant. HHS.gov explains that just over the last month, just previous month, 40% of high school seniors reported drinking some alcohol while being pregnant, and almost 15% of adolescents abused marijuana, and 13% of adolescents reported smoking cigarettes. And that is definitely not a good thing whenever being pregnant. Anybody who has ever consumed substances such as alcohol or any type of drug can can cause one to make choices that they would otherwise avoid when being sober or not messed up on drugs. However, I believe that it is that person's choice whether or not they want to consume those substances or not. It would definitely be a better, wise choice not to. According to GoErie.com, teens are 2 to 3 times more likely to be sexually active after drinking or consuming drugs. And above all else, like I said, none of these things are ever good. And it can further increase the likelihood of premature birth and or other complications. In conclusion, the purpose of my speech today was to convince you guys and the younger crowd to not become pregnant, and you guys can of course help by helping the younger generation to stay healthy and stay active elsewhere besides being involved with drugs or alcohol and drinking and becoming pregnant above all. And unfortunately, teen pregnancy has been rising every year, like I said, but always remember that problems such as what I stated, such as the lack of parental care, increased nutritional support, and the use of drugs and alcohol is make sure to look into those before making that choice. Again, although I'm not a woman, I felt I should share this with you guys to, hopefully increase or actually lower, not increase, but lower the rates of teen pregnancy each year. As I said earlier, the 85% of pregnancies are unplanned, which is really scary in my opinion. But by knowing this information now, I'm sure you all will be able to help. And I thank you for taking the time to listen to me today. And I encourage you to help friends and family and even people that you don't know to be able that might be going through teen pregnancy or might be going through those issues, and try to help them to just stay calm and stay healthy and make sure it goes the right way. And this is something we should never give up on. So thank you.
You might be over your minutes, honey. I don't have my glasses on.
That's a little bit.